Who's ready for stats? You guys like stats because there are a lot. And now we have match bans for you guys for stats as well. Anyway, getting right into things. Since this is quarterfinals, we see quite a few... Well, we just see a drastic drop in FCs across the board. Less players... Or semifinals, rather, not quarterfinals. I think I said that. But we do see quite a drastic drop in the amount of FCs that players are getting on pretty much any of these maps. And some maps are just straight up not FC'd at all, which is quite stark comparison to previous stages. And that's going to probably maintain... That's probably going to be maintained through finals, seeing the map pool that was there beforehand. But, anyways, Badoo going to be rounding out the highest score with the highest FC on the board for him. P-Model with the highest average team score on the map as well. Whispering Almond not too far behind. Also, as we've seen pretty consistently throughout Nomad 1's generally easier to accuracy, more teams hovering around the 99% range, not really dipping below 98%. Not many teams at this stage having trouble with the generic aim-oriented maps. Now we get into Nomad 2, Frankie from Team going to be rounding the, not rounding, but topping the score with the only score above 1 million. Not quite an SS because of the spinners, but we do see quite a few FCs on this map, actually. Especially considering how little this map was picked, we see a really decent amount of FCs on this map overall. A lot of high accuracies across the board as well, 99%. Some high 98s as well. Despite the relatively low pick rate, a lot of players definitely still comfortable at this sort of Nomad 2. Not really struggling too much on that, and team score is definitely reflective of that. 3 teams above 3 million team score on this map. Team with the highest at 3.3 million. And a 1 match ban for this map as well. Not the most match ban map, mind you. Also the only team above 99%, 99.4% average accuracy for them. That is... Actually, that's kind of insane, I'm not even going to lie. That is very scary. And yes, as... Unlike the quarterfinal statistics, these are now averages in terms of team scores, so it's not just the grand total. Anyway, getting into the Nomad 3 here. White Cat going to be the top score from Team on this. Badoo not far behind, only 2,000 points. A lot less FCs on this. No 99% from anyone on this map, which is not too surprising, given the rhythm of this map in general and the fast sliders. There's not really any good opportunity to build accuracy on this map. So accuracies across the board, just in general, hovering around 97% range. Team with the highest team score on the map, just shy of 3 million at 2.96. P-Model and Whispering Almond as well, the other teams above 2 million on this map, the only other teams above 2 million on the map. the team just shy of making the 98% average accuracy mark at 97.99. The only other team above 97 being Whispering Almond, 97.22 for them. And now getting into the one of the, I would argue, easier to act maps in the pool. We'll see if the statistics reflect that or not, but White Cat with the double FC from both times it was played. One of those being an SS on a sight read, by the way. Not really sure how that happened, but that did happen. But we see a decent amount of FCs from across the board. The second SS of the tournament. Unironically, the second SS, I'm pretty sure at least. White Cat also with a, I believe, 2x100 play later on. But 99% from everyone in the top 16, so not too difficult to act overall. Team with the highest average score on the map, 3.4 million, which is honestly kind of ridiculous for a semifinals map. You can see most of the other teams, in general, a lot of them are really high. We see pretty much none of them below 2 million, but hovering around the 2.5 million range for most teams that played this. And this was one of the more picked maps of the pool as well. 6 times it was picked. 99.58% average team accuracy from Team on this map, which is a whole 1.3% higher than the next one, which is Ramsing at 98.28%. Above 98% for other teams as well. Getting into Nomad 5. This one, the most banned map of the pool, as well as most match banned map of the pool. 3 match bans, 6 bans in total. KHZ and Arnold, I believe, repping the only FCs on this map. KHZ with the highest accuracy one. Actually, no, that is incorrect. I don't know what I'm talking about. Bubbleman and Ikoro also FCing this map. Majora with a 1 miss near the end, but will be getting the highest accuracy on the map, 97.92%. No one above 98% on this speed pick here. And you can pretty much see just how comfortable a lot of these players are on speed. These speed maps start really climbing in difficulty really fast. It reflects in the accuracy quite well, I would say. P-Model with the highest team score on the map, 2.8 million, just about for them. Will be the only two at 96, only 96% averages for P-Model and Whispering Almond on this. Nothing above 97. One of the, I would assume, lower accuracies, lower team accuracies that we'll be seeing for a lot of these maps. As I say that, hold that thought, because here's Nomad 6. Yeah. When we get into the accuracy, I am not expecting this to look good. This is also tied for the most match banned map. 3 match bans, just shy of getting the most bans. 5 bans for it. Taquito topping the score. Red Pixel just shy of that at 2,000 under his. And these are the accuracies that we're talking about. Not looking too hot. Red Pixel with the highest at 96.7. Taquito with the highest AC FC, just shy of 96%, but everyone else pretty much not remaining around that 93% mark for the most part for the top accuracies on this map, and scores well below 2 million on this. Whispering Almond, the only team above 2 million on this map. P-Model just shy of it. average team accuracy, I imagine, is probably not going to be much better than the individual accuracy on this. We're probably going to be seeing, yep, that is about what I expected. The highest overall accuracy being from Ramsing at 93.5%. Definitely the hardest map of the pool to ACK, and that is reflected very well in the statistics. Now we get into something a bit more generic. However, no FCs on this, despite the amount of times it's been picked. 7 picks on this. No FCs. Zoodinator with the highest score at 700k on this map. So despite this being a relatively straightforward aim pick, the awkward aim aspect of it throwing a lot of players for a loop here. And Zoodinator also going to be repping the highest accuracy, the only one to get 99% on the map. Average accuracies in general usually seem to be hovering around the 98% range for this, which is about as expected for a relatively generic aim map. Or aim maps in general, rather. I wouldn't say generic. Team with the highest team score on the map. Only one above 2 million at 2.2 million. Everyone else below 2 million. Quite a hard map to get a consistent combo on for many players, it seems like. Team and Ramsing going to be the only teams above 98% average accuracy on this. And that about does it for Hidden 1. Hidden 2, seen this picked quite a few times. Korean Maluko going to be topping the score on this with an FC from him on this map. One of the only FCs, as a matter of fact. I believe Ikoro's is also an FC, if not a slider break at the very end. But in general, most players hovering around the 500k range. And accuracies, given the rhythmically complex nature of the song, hovering well below 98% at the 96s, as a matter of fact. Korean Maluko with the highest accuracy at 96.5% from him. Koro only 0.05% lower. And Osu True Skill really likes acking this map, apparently, as well as Team The, because, wow, they are almost the entirety of the top 16 on this. Osu True Skill just barely beating out Ramsing's average score on this by 20,000, but still below 2 million. Ramsing going to be joining True Skill and AR7 Slopdozer as the teams with the highest accuracy overall on this map. 93.69 for Ramsing. True Skill 93.5, Slopdozer 93.1. Now we get into the last hidden map. And this is where we see quite quite a score gap, I would say. Mystia going to be topping the score at almost 300k higher than the next best, Exarch. Actually, more like 200k, but still 830,000 to his name. Exarch falling behind at around 60,000. Accuracies, despite the low scores, accuracy is relatively in normal ranges. Listia topping it out at 99.26%. Mystia with the 98.79%, and Ikoro with the 98.63%. Only accuracies above 98% on this, but overall, pretty much as expected for a low AR hidden pick. El Dupa with the highest team score at 2.25 million. The highest team accuracy award goes to Team Eldupa at 97.73% average accuracy for them on this map. Congratulations to them. Didn't see this map picked, or played, rather, as much as some of the others, but we did get to see it. That's always something to... It's always something to cheer about. And now we get into Hard Rock 1, Edward. That's really all I'm going to say for that. But surprisingly, this is probably the more surprising thing about this pick, is that it was match banned 3 times. That is tied for No Mod 5 and No Mod 6 as the most match banned map of this pool, which is quite surprising considering this is mostly just generic aim. You don't really think about this map to be that difficult in terms of just, you don't want to deal with it at all, so you just ban it. Shield going to be the highest accuracy, 99.54% from him. Exarch the only other one above 99%. And the bench still proving why they are the Hard Rock 1 team. They're going to be topping the score for the team score on this. 2.5 million just about for them. Eldupa and Osu True Skill joining them in the 2 million or above range. Highest accuracy goes to Eldupa, 98% for them. Overall, solid accuracies, 97%, which is about the mid-range for most Hard Rock maps, I would feel. So, in general, pretty much what we expect from a Hard Rock 1 map, except for the amount of times match banned, I would say. Now we're getting into Hard Rock 2. This one wasn't picked nearly as much. As a matter of fact, I believe it was only picked in 1 match. And that is AR7 Slopdozer versus Ram Singh. It was picked twice. Wubblefulf going to be repping the 900k. And Jordan the Bear as well. The 600k shortly, or rather below that. But accuracy is, since this is a slider tech map, accuracy is a bit lower than you might expect. 97.36% from Red Pixel being the highest accuracy on the map. A lot of hard-to-act sliders, pretty much killing a lot of accuracy runs on this, I would feel. So most of the accuracies generally ranging in the 95 range. AR7 Slopdozer going to be topping the score with 2.1 million on this average. And yes, this was only played in 1 match, unfortunately. It was, however, played twice. And Ram Singh going to be taking the highest accuracy away from Slopdozer on this, 96.14 for them on this map. Going into a map with a bit more data on it. Still no FCs on this map, however, but more picks. Dafon's going to be topping the score for this at 780,000 score. Zudinator, the only other one above 700,000 on this map. The precision-oriented Hard Rock pick. Bullix is a very consistent AC player because he shows up 3 times, and his average deviation of his accuracy is about 0.15. So that is consistency if I've ever seen consistency before. But dash, 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 going to be the highest accuracy, 97.96%. Godfield Gaming going to barely beat out Team as the highest team score on this map, 1.8 million for both teams. No team above 2 million on this map, which is quite surprising. guess not. I wouldn't say surprising, more just. I can't really think of a better word for that, but anyway, accuracy going to be going to true skill at 94.91%. Godfield Gaming slightly below it, 94.88% for them. Most of those accuracy drops, I imagine, coming from misaims. And now, Double Time. Double Time 1, obviously the more popular of the Double Time picks, and it shows Matthew 1.2 million on this map. That is kinda insane, but there is a decent amount of FCs from several players. Whitecat, Lifeline, Chomik Box, Akalabed, all FCing the map. Several high score chokes as well. Matthew with the highest accuracy as well as the highest FC, 99.71% from him. Whitecat with the double 99.5%. And in general, you can see that this map was actually quite easy to hack in comparison to some of the other maps we've seen so far. 99% and high 98s from almost everyone in the top 16. And team score is reflecting that quite well. This was definitely one of the easier maps in the pool. AR7 Slapdozer with the highest team score, 3.4 million. And no team below 2 million on this. No team below 2.5 million, as a matter of fact. Granted, double time multiplier does play a factor, but there is definitely a bit more of a comfort level, I feel like, for a lot of these players going into double time aim maps. Whispering Almond with the highest team accuracy, 98.57%. No team below 97% overall accuracy. Now we get into the speedier maps. DT2 followed by DT3. DT2, Matthew as well, top scoring this. Matthew really likes double time, in case you can't tell. Utami, Okinamo, Arnold, Ikoro, and Fancy going to be joining, as well as Bartek, and I believe Xylus as well, with FCs on this map. So a lot more FCs than DT1, however, accuracies leave quite a bit less to be desired, as is expected from speed picks. Matthew, the only person above 98%, and wow, that is actually really dominant. That is a almost 99% from Matthew, and that is by far the highest accuracy on this map. That is actually insane. And team scores, hey, how's it going? Team scores, Whispering Almond going to be topping it off, just beating P-Model by about 10k. But both teams well within the 3.5 million range, the only teams above 3 million. The highest accuracy also goes to Whispering Almond, 95.78% for them. P-Model not far behind at 95.55%. Getting into the next and last speed pick, DT3. Wow, that's a lot of FCs. Okay. I actually was not expecting that many. Nenarek going to be topping the FCs, 1.14 million. Majora not far behind, about 1k score behind. But Arnold, Matthew, KHC, Din twice, Rafis twice, Red Pixel, and Bubbleman as well going to be FCing. I imagine Lifeline and Ikoro also FCing with relatively low accuracies. Nenarek going to be the highest accuracy on the map, just beating Majora by 0.03% and 98.57%. And relatively higher accuracies compared to DT2, everyone being well above 97% for this one. Highest team P-Model at 3.6 million, which is the highest team score on the map. The other 3 millions are Whispering Almond and Ramsing. Let's go to the next scene. Okay. I refuse to acknowledge that. P-Model going to be the highest average team accuracy on the map, 98.04% from them. Ramsing with the only other one even close to that, 97.03 from them on this map. So solid stuff from the Burst map. And now, thankfully, we do have statistics for this one. It was just barely played. This was the only time it was played, was Whispering Almond versus P-Model, set 1, the first map, and Stevie Blunder, or rather Fancy Lad, gonna be topping the score at 900,000 from that match. Not an FC, but very close to one. I believe a reverse choke in that match. Reedcat with the highest accuracy at 98.47%. Not really too much to say about overall team performance on this map, as it was only played once. You can't really make that many judgments over the player's comfort level on this map, unfortunately. Whispering Almond did, in fact, win this point. And they won it by a very considerable margin. 98.02% accuracy for them as well, which is the highest accuracy. Back to maps that were played more. Okay, Ryunata and Defons, as a matter of fact, going to be topping, surprisingly topping the score here. Ryunata with a hidden 740k, area with the highest Hard Rock play at also 700k, which is quite honestly ridiculous. I'm not really sure how that happened. This is 7.5 stars with Hard Rock. But the highest accuracy goes to Bubbleman, 98.58% from him, the only player above 98. Everyone else pretty much remaining in the 96, 97 range. Was True Skill going to be the highest score on this map? Average 2.5 million from them. Whispering Almond 2.4 just about for them. P-Model the only other team above 2 million on this map. P-Model with the highest accuracy, 96.65% from them. El Dupa and Whispering Almond also, and Godfield Gaming also joining at the 96%. So 96% is pretty much across the board for most of the players on the map. To get into Free Mod 2, Bubbleman with the only FC. Actually, not the only FC. Taquito also repping a very low accuracy hidden FC, I believe. But those are the only two FCs on this map. Bubbleman with the high accuracy no mod FC. And in general, scores pretty much remaining above 500k, but not by much. And the accuracy is much like No Mod 6, as I would say Free Mod 2 and No Mod 6 are pretty similar to each other. Not very good. Bubbleman by far with the highest accuracy, almost 98% from him. Utami the next best at 96% flat. And then it drops even more to Varvalian at 95.04%. Whispering Almond with the highest team score on the map. 2.6 million for them. Highest accuracy award goes to Whispering Almond as well, 95.36% average team accuracy. Well above El Dupa, the next best at 93.33%. And now we're into Free Mod 3, where Zoodinator gets to flex that she took Hidden Hard Rock. Congratulations, Zoodinator, you won. And are actually the only modded close to FC. Zudi slider breaking at the beginning and reverse choking, but we also have high FCing on Nomad as well as Wubblewolf, dash, 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 and Red Pixel, I believe. Highest accuracy also goes to Ikoro with the 99%. And in general, accuracies pretty much remaining in the 98% range. Not too hard for most people to act this map, I think. Relatively simple and straightforward. Godfield Gaming with the highest team score on the map. The only team above 3 million. Team barely missing that cutoff. Just shy of that at 1,000 below. But all teams well above 2 million on this map, so a very comfortable pick for most. And we were talking about this in the... Actually, well, I'm not going to be getting into that yet. Team with the highest accuracy at 97.67%. Let's go to the next scene already. I don't want to see this anymore. What the Mappools showcasers were saying earlier about the tiebreaker being the hardest map in the pool, yeah. Surprisingly played quite often. A lot more than we usually see tiebreakers played, especially in a semifinals stage, but Emrek going to be topping the score by a whole 100k. It's going to be almost a 600k from him on this map. And that is by far the best score. Everyone else below 500k on this. White Cat with the best accuracy, 97.31%. Red Pixel, Emrek, Zubs, and that's it, above 97 as well. But in general, not many good scores on this map, I would say. Granted, it is tiebreaker, that is to be expected, but this is definitely a lot harder than, I would say, pretty much the entire rest of the pool, except for the more gimmicky picks like Nomad 6 and Free Mod 2. Team with the highest team score, well above Ramsing at 400k above, 1.7 million for Team The highest accuracy team-wise also goes to Team at 96.7%. Only team above 96. This is the overall top team score, and we see pretty much, I would say, what is mostly expected. Whispering Almond topping the average score by 2.8 million. P-Model Team to follow shortly after. Eldupa, Ramsing, and Donate Blinds also above 2 million. And the unfortunately eliminated teams now well below the 2 million mark. Actually, wait, I lied. The is still in the tournament. Whoops. That's embarrassing. Team with the highest overall accuracy across all maps at 96.64%. In general, we see pretty much most of the teams well above that as well. Whispering Almond, Eldupa, P-Model, Ramsing, 96% from all of them. Actually, the having the second lowest average score of all remaining teams, but is going to be remaining in the top 6 alongside Whispering Almond, P-Model, Eldupa, and Donate Blinds. So quite an outstanding individual performance from Team The. Also, we are missing Godfield Gaming. That is unfortunate. No, sometimes statistics are very hard to make within, when are these prepared? Like, 10 minutes before? I'm amazed we have statistics at all, really. In any case, I believe that just about does it for the semifinal statistics. It is now the finals weekend. You already saw what the pool is. You saw how crazy it is. And I imagine it's only going to get crazier from here for the grand finals. And I really do not think we're going to be seeing FCs on this pool. I will be very impressed if we see maps with several FCs from pretty much anything outside of maybe generic maps and speed. It will be quite a sight to see if there was any other FCs on any of the other maps for the finals pool, but hey, that's what the finals stats showcase is for when we get to that. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. That is going to be it for this weekend, and we will see you guys for the finals weekend. See you guys then.